Oh, we got 0 viewers. Anyway. Bricks. Attack of the clones, attack of the clones. Chopper. Whoa. Let's go, baby. Let's get Chopper lit up. Where are you guys? Battery box, don't need it. Sticker. What's up? Alright. Gonna start off bag 1. Doing some light kits today. Let's try out if everything works. And I got this cool little R2 unit here, which will serve as our USB splitter. Alright. See if everything works. What's up, John? How you doing? Today we're gonna be installing some light kits. So one for Chopper here. So I'm trying out if the lights work, and they do. So yeah, this one works. Let's see if this one works. Always double check if the lights are working before installing them. Yes, they do work. Now we have a red one. And another red one, yes. Okay, so these are all working. Very nice, so let's continue. I got the instructions up on the computer here. What's up, Parmesan Hufflepuff? Alright, let's decapitate this bad boy here. So first we gotta do some destruction here. So we got the guts. Let me just put the camera a bit closer. All right. All right, nice. They're also doing some lighting work then. That's awesome. Okay. So I need to disassemble part of this piece out here. This piece. Okay, so we got 2 cables in here. I understand that it's very tricky at first, specifically in the beginning. It's very creepy as well. Sometimes you don't want to, break. You don't want to tear apart your set, and you also don't want to break the lights. But after a while, I've probably done about 60 to 100 light kits at this point. Also a lot of custom lights stuff, and I just really love the way it looks. The end result is always just so worth it in my opinion, so that's why I keep on doing it. And I love to do it, install the lights into my Hogwarts and stuff, so that's always really, really nice. It just brings everything to life. So this chopper is going into my my case that I have in the living room. So I have a little case in the living room with a bunch of droids and stuff. I also have the R2-D2 and C-3PO combo, which I also want to light up. But there's one thing that I always need, which is very handy. If I can find it. Where are my tweezers? So I like to use these tweezers. Game of Bricks has some plastic ones, so they don't scratch the bricks. But I do tend to lose them, so let me just search for them real quick. Oh, okay, I got them right here. Because I have some some metal ones. Well, yeah, I can use the metal ones. But they also come with some plastic ones now. What's up, Sue? How you doing? Thanks for joining again. Today we are installing a light kit. So, just done the first 2 lights here. Now, if I'm doing a little 1x1 on a stud like this, I like to kind of make a little S shape to follow. I'm not sure if that is visible. To kind of follow the lines of the stud, so that when you press down the 1x1 plate, you know that it doesn't really like snap or anything. So it's kind of like already in the shape of the stud. And then it's always a bit easier to put it down then as well. Now, something I also like to do if you're gonna have to put the cable between 2 plates, then I always like to untwist the part that'll be placed underneath the plate, because if the part is twisted, if the cables are twisted, then the thickness is ×2. So if it is untwisted, then you have half the thickness. Then you have the thickness of 1 cable, which is the ideal thickness. So that's why I like to untwist the beginning parts, or the parts that will be covered up by plates. But in this situation, it'll probably go underneath here. It's not even necessary out here, but that's a big tip if anyone is into light kits. Now with the tweezers we can easily take this down. So let's see. Go like this. Because ultimately you do want your set to be still. You want as least as possible, you know, changes to the original set. And you don't want it to be less sturdy or anything. Out here now as well, we have a little... I placed a little notch in here with my tweezers. Can I show you guys this? Difficult. So out here you can see I squeezed the corner in here so that it's nicely against this corner. So when I'm gonna place now this part on top here, that it doesn't snap the cable. So that is what I'm trying to do here. Let me just see if I can show you guys. By pushing this down. Yeah, it's pretty difficult to show you guys, but... Who's your favorite droid? R2-D2, yeah, for sure. But Chopper is also funny, and he's a war criminal, so that's pretty funny, actually. Probably the most badass. However, R2-D2 is also pretty badass. But so as you guys can see now, this is laying pretty flush with the little tricks that I did. You can now not even tell that there is a cable anywhere. Maybe out here. There's a little extra light out there, but don't mind that. So now we got 2 cables coming out of the back. Now we're gonna see how we're gonna hide those. Okay, so out here I do want to untwist the cables here because we're gonna have to squeeze them under this plate that'll go over them here. So I'm now untwisting the parts. Well, this one was untwisted already. So let's see, starting off on one side. Okay. Alright, so that's looking pretty clean. Well, I'm gonna pull it further a little bit here. And for, you know, what I was talking about earlier, pushing the cable down, I like to use the back part of this tweezer thing. If I have enough space to push it down on. So out here as well, I'm gonna push in here. Gonna try to get this as flush as possible. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. So you almost don't notice anything. Well, you see 2 little cables, of course, but after all, inside of this droid, it kind of makes sense. So probably a droid or a Star Wars ship is the best place to do some light kits, because any exposed cables are actually, you know, kind of make sense. So alright, anyways, that was that part. Okay, so now we can leave this out here. Time for the underside. So we got a bit of light underneath here. Which is always nice to light up my display cabinet, because before I had put extra lights in my display cabinet, but now with this one I have a display cabinet with Harry Potter stuff, and I have a display cabinet with Star Wars stuff. But the Harry Potter stuff also has a bunch of lights in it, so I sometimes just turn off the regular lights and just have the set lights on, which is actually a lot nicer. So for my Star Wars cabinet I was gonna do the same. I was not even gonna install extra lights, just have the light kits, you know, bring the ambience, to say. Alright, let me see. Are we doing this correctly? So now we got these 2. I'm gonna stick them in here. Almost. I need to put this one on the short cable. So we got 2 lights, little light strips here, 6 wide. Got a short cable and then a long cable, so I'm gonna stick this into the inside. Oh. These light strips with holes in them are a bit more annoying. Alright, first strip going in here. Alright. right, that's looking pretty sharp. And then this grid out here is just perfect to pull the cable through, so that's pretty awesome. Now let's see which side they want us to pull it through. Does it matter? The left side probably. And now we got our tweezers, which we can probably use. Voila. And then we have our little connector plug popping up out here, which is what we want to see. Yeah, light kits they are of course a lot of work. But I always really like the end result. I think it's always worth it, especially for something like a droid or Star Wars, you know, something futuristic. But also, you know, for Hogwarts, where it really gives this ambience of, you know, candle lights and stuff, which is something I really love. Okay, now we got the bag one. Gonna put those. So we got the cables from the first bag here. From the first part. I'm gonna put them through this part out here and then pull them through. So I got them out here. Now let me use my tweezers to get them through. Okay, I got a hold of them. It's kind of like Lego surgery. But for some reason it's stuck out here. Alright. Why are you stuck here? And where are you stuck? Okay. Okay, I see now. Aha. Okay. Alright, so we got those through out here as well. Now let me just remove this top part, which will make it a bit easier for us to connect these cables. Aha. Now let me see if I can make this one a bit longer. That might be a bit handier. Like that. Okay, so now we got the connection board. I'm gonna take the shortest cable, put it on the outside here, the closest to the shortest cable. All right, number one is in. And then the third one out here. Just making sure that the cables are not twisted into each other here. Et voila. Alright, so we got all of that connected. My hands and eyes aren't good enough for all that. Yeah, I do understand that. So as you can see, we got it out here, pretty clean looking. Oh. So yeah, and then the USB. We'll try this out already. Now I'm gonna stick it out here to the side. Well, first let me get this USB in here. I can still take it off afterwards. Because my rule of thumb with light kits is always have the USB going through the back. Or if it is possible, using wireless connectors to hide it all. So, alright, so let's take a look. This is what we got already. Got a nice little red light here. We got some lights underneath here to illuminate the floor. Not something probably Chopper really has, unless he is traveling to the dark. But something pretty cool, I think, nonetheless. So, okay. Let's see what else they got for us. Okay, so this is a part that I am skipping. Let me see. There is a part that goes around his neck. So I always like to take a look at the instructions. Check out everything. My hands are just watching. I just like to check out all of the steps, make sure to see which parts will all have to be removed and stuff. And also to see if there are parts that I'm skipping, because many times I do skip some parts because I don't really like the lights. You could skip these bottom lights if you don't want them, but I think they're pretty cool. But so there is one, oh yeah, there is a special one out here, which I'm not gonna use, which goes around his head for some reason. But then the one that goes around his neck, I might do that one. Let's take a look. I don't have sound. If I'm looking at Chopper, he does not have any around his neck either. So I won't be installing that one. No, so he does not have lights. Okay, no, so I won't be installing the one around his neck, and I won't be installing the one around his head. Just so I can skip that one. And then I'll have some extra lighting parts for other other projects. So that's always cool. Game of Bricks is pretty cheap, so even if you're skipping parts, you still have even if you're skipping steps, it's still the cheapest, and then you have some extra parts left over. So I mean, it's kind of a win-win. I just want to see which light this is, and then I can add it to my lighting collection, like General Grievous would do. Alright, so this is a cold white light. So I will be adding it to my cold white or just regular white lights in my lighting tower here. So we got color. Then I have a little box with white. And then I'll just add it out here. And if I need a white light like that, then I can just come back and find it there. So I have a bunch of extra lighting elements, so that's always handy. Okay, anyway, skipping to bag 3. Here we do have a bunch of lights, which we do want to use. Let me see, because there is a blue one and there are 2 blue ones and there is 1 yellow one. Now you can see the difference on the bit lights themselves, because the blue ones have white. Let me just show you guys the difference. So this one is a warm white bit light, and then this one is a blue light, but it could also be like a green one or even a red one, I believe. So the difference between just warm white and then colored is pretty big. So in this case, I only have 1 warm white and I have 2 blue ones, so I do know from just seeing the bit lights which ones I will have to use. But so sometimes it's best to just test them out. But so for now we do know it. Okay, so we're going for the head now. Gonna take apart this front part here and the top as well. Comes off pretty easily. There are also, what is nice with these sets, you know, there are a lot of gaps in between these conical pieces, so it's always very handy to place everything in here. The base light, yeah, I agree. The base light, I really love. I love that actually. So I think it looks good, but if you are really purist on how the droid looks like in the series, then you might not like that, so I do respect that, but no problem at all, Sue. Well, hopefully John, someone will, or Dustin, hopefully someone will want to talk in the chat though. If not, you'll have to listen to me yapping. But I do agree with you, and now I have a glass display cabin from IKEA, which has like the glass shelf, so this light will also kind of shine underneath it, so I do love seeing, you know, those lights come together. Alright, we're almost completely taking this head apart. And then now, there are two 1x1s with a hole in them, which I will have to use for our blue lights. So they want us to pull those. Oh. Pull the light through here. And then we can add it to the arm. Now, do I want to add it to the arm? Well, I guess so. Do I want to do that? I'm not sure. Well, if it doesn't look good, I'll just change it up. For the sake of this kit, we'll just do it. Alright. Now, these little brackets like this, or I don't know what they're called, are very nice to pull the cable through. So I can just pull the cable through here, and that'll make a great connection, and then I can clip it back on. And that's a nice connection for the wires to go. And let me see where they want us to pull the wires through. Okay, so then I can just twist them around. This is a 1x1, and then we'll just put them underneath here. Nice in between the studs. Let's see if there's still enough motion. Possible, yes, so I can tighten it up a little bit. Okay. All right. So that's one. Now for the other one. All right. Other arm. So I'm also giving out tips and stuff for people who would want to see this maybe eventually after the live. So if they have some questions about light kits and stuff, they can just check out this video, or about the specific light kit that I'm working on now, and then they can see exactly how I did it, and then maybe, you know, they can take some inspiration from that. Ooh, Revenge of the Sith is starting. It's a long time since I've saw that one. Can't wait to start watching Star Wars with my son. He's a bit too young for that now. But one day I will be ready. Alright. Okay, so we got the arms done. So I can place them back on here. Let's see how they want us to go about that. Like this. Alright, there's plenty of space here to go for the arms. And for the cable to go in here. Because if you don't have to put it in between plates, that is always the best choice. If you can just have the cables go in between, or through a spot where there aren't any. Like out here, I do not have to have it out there. That works a lot better. Okay. Alright, now we're gonna do this dish here. Let's see. Okay. Thank you so much, man. I do hope it'll help out. I've had some questions in the past on how to do light kits and stuff. And even though Game of Bricks has some great instructions, sometimes it's not always really clear. So if it can help out anyone. Once again, out here we have this nice. So we have this little cross, which is perfect for the cable to go into one of those notches, and then we can just put the bar in. Now this would not work with a Technic, like also cross axle, I think it's called, because there would not be enough space. It would be too tight for the cable. I think it might be possible, but you would have to watch out to not strain the cable. But with these notches for a regular bar, there are notches left over here. It works perfectly. There's still even room to pull it a bit tighter. And then once again out here, we also have a nice little space where this clip goes in. Perfect space to pull the cable through. Like that. And then maybe we can just twist it around this other clip piece here. And then we have a nice tight connection for the cable, which is always nice to have. Now out here, what I'm gonna do is try and have the cable go underneath here maybe. So in the instructions, let me see what we can do here. First off, okay, so I'm tearing it all apart. Alright, so out here I'm putting it between the plates. And then alright. So I've pulled the cable underneath here between the plates. On this side here. If you can see that there. And then underneath I have pulled the cable along here between the studs of the 2x6. So that we have a nice spot. And then we just put it all together again. And then we have here our cable that we can just, you know, pull through. And there's still some mobility here. It's not 360, well, it's actually 360, but you don't want to go too far on one side. And let me try to put this piece flat out here. Something like this. I think this looks pretty good. Alright, so yeah, let's see where we can put that. Oh, so now we have a little connector board out here. Buzz droids. So let's see. Get this here. Alright, now we have this one in the middle. Okay. Let's see what's next. Now I'm not gonna install that. I am gonna install the blue lights. And those blue lights are going... Alright, they're going in there. So, yeah. Okay, so I can put this down here. So the next bag. Now, let me see, because I think that's it. I don't even have the extra light, which is good because I won't be using it, but this for the ghost. Strange, but oh, I think I already took it out. Yeah, I took that light out one time already. All right, no problem. Let's go and see this part here. Now, whenever you have lights inside of studs, and in this case it's easy to change, but if you have lights inside of studs, you do have to make sure that the LED part that lights up actually is facing in the direction that you want the light to be. Because I have done in the past, I have accidentally placed the light upside down, and then of course you will not see any light. Which will kind of make sense, of course. Alright, and then out here, now you can see we have a bit of an ugly little bow out here of string. So what we can do is we have to make sure that this side, that this cable is at the side where we want it to be, so out here where it will go down into the plates. But then we can twist the other side, this side, and then you can twist it until it tightens the cable, and then that looks a lot better already if it's tight. So you can just twist this part till the cable is tight, and there are many situations in which you can do so. And I think that just looks a lot better. Now, I was thinking if there is another way, but there's not really any other way without making it look too bulky. However, let me just try something. So I can try and get it underneath this jumper tile here. Then maybe we can make the distance even less. So to do so, I'm gonna have to put down the cable here. Can we do it? I'm not sure if there's enough space for it. Because I don't want to snap the cables here. So I think there's not enough space, unfortunately, so yeah, we'll just do it according to the instructions, because I don't want to risk ripping the cables apart or tearing the cables. And that's always the most risk to have, that is when you are going in between plates which are at a different height, so that is always the most dangerous to do. Okay. Alright, so that's pretty snug here. Okay. So that's what it looks like out here, and I think that's almost the final thing we have to do. And then just also add Let me add this cable here as well, the cable which will connect this connector board to the one in our body of chopper. Alright, so now it is time to put it all together. So starting off, placing this part underneath it all. Alright, so we do have some space in here to hide the connector board. So I'm just gonna squeeze it in there like so. Then our connector cable is gonna come down here. It is also untwisted at the part where this thing is going to go on top. So now we have our connection going down here, and then we can just put the rest together. Starting off with the front. And then we'll see where we can put this cable at. Voila, that's looking nice. Now we can have the leftover cable pushed down out here. Maybe even twist it a little bit with the tweezers. That always helps to kind of tighten it all. Then we have 3 identical sides. Now out here, there is a bit of cable here, so we do not want to squeeze that, accidentally tear apart the cable. So what I'm gonna do is use my tweezers and gently pull down where I can see that it is not gonna be crushed by our brick here. Alright, that's looking pretty good. And then it's just a matter of getting the sides out. Now I'm gonna put all the cables, make sure that they're all behind these shield pieces. And now we can just put them together like this. Oh. Alright, so we have the head ready. And I think it looks pretty good. We still have some mobility. Now I do have some lights on these arms, which I don't know if I'm gonna like, but if I don't, then I will just remove them. But I think it'll look pretty good still. I don't think they will, you know, they add a little bit to the character. So alright, now we got the cable underneath here, and now we just hook it up out here. Make sure we don't have any cables in the way, and then we can just put this head down, press it down, and then we are done. So, done with the first one. So, now I do want to get a nice spot for our USB cable to go, so I'm gonna remove this backside here. And I am going to take out the USB cable here for a minute. And I can just decapitate a Dooku. Alright, so now we just lost power for a second here.
Remember what you told me about your mother and the Sand people. Now we must leave for more security. Anakin, there's no time. We must get off this ship before it's too late. He seems to be alright. Leave him or we'll never make it. His fate will be the same as ours.
Now this is a bit harder. Alright, okay, so I was able to pull the cable through the underside. That'll look a lot better. And we have power again. Voila. The backside can go back on here. Alright, now it's time to hook this one up. Alright, and we already see some lights. Alright. Alright, guys. That's it. Chopper is complete. And then we can still use the little play feature here. So yeah, pretty cool. We got some lights in the eyes. We got these red lights here at the front. Some here by the elbows, which I don't mind at all actually. They're pretty cool. So let's see what it looks like without my desk light here. Alright, so pretty nice. That is that. So now it is time to move on to the ghost. So we're gonna do the ghost chip here. Looking forward to that one as well. We got a lot of nice gaps which are perfect to hide the cable. So let us just place both our droids here. To throw away the plastics. Let me just turn on my light here again. Perfect. Alright. I think it looks pretty cool. Chopper. Bzz, bzz. Alright. Battery box I will not be using, well, not for here. And then eventually I'm gonna hang up. So Chopper is going into my display cabin upstairs, but the ghost is gonna hang right above my desk. And I also have a space above my television and right in front of the minifigure cases, which you will see in a coming stream as well, where I will be adding all of my Star Wars figures, so all of these figures that we had taken out of the sets in the previous building streams, and then I will add them to the case, and I will have some ships flying over it. I'm not sure which ones. Now I might want to add a little light out here as well. I do have some extra lights, so I might do that. But let's start off with the ghost here first. So going back to the instructions, Game of Bricks instructions, PDF, we're going to search for Ghost, Ghost and Phantom, zooming in, and there we have it. So starting off bag one, of course we're gonna test it all out again as well. Now out here we do have 5 bags, so looking forward to seeing what those will do. And let's plug this one into our little R2D2 USB splitter, which is really funny. I actually got that from the dump, believe it or not. So my stepdad works at the dump to say, and then he's able to get a lot of stuff from there. And he got this awesome R2D2 USB splitter, so, and it's still working, so pretty awesome. All right, so we got 2 red lights out here, which will probably be gun lights. So let's take a look what they want us to do here. Oh, so they want us to take off this Phantom, of course, take off this top part here. I'm gonna take off the front panels. Like that. Voila. And then these front parts as well. Alright. And then this little cockpit part here. And then we do have the gun here, which I thought it was gonna be used for. So now making sure that we have the lights in the right direction. Now I might add some red 1x1s to them here. I think that might look even better. They did not come with the light kit, but I mean everyone got a bunch of these laying around probably somewhere, so and that'll keep the light on the correct side, I believe. Let's see if that will work. Alright, so yes, that works. And then one for the other one as well. Alright, so that is kind of what it'll look like. Then once again we have one of these holes on these clip parts, which are just perfect. But I'm going to do it on the other side. So coming down. Alright, so we got these lights ready. Then on to the next one. Now we got these ones ready. Let's test them out. It would have been nice if they would have some type of effect, but unfortunately they don't. Or I think they don't. Maybe they do. No, so it's just regular red light. Unfortunately, that would have been really nice if it would do like some... What's up, Studcraft? I am making a light kit for the Ghost. We are installing lights. We just did Chopper. Got a bunch of lights in them. And now I am doing a light kit for the Ghost and Phantom. So we just got these guns in. It's pretty dope. And then, yeah, now on to the next bag. Bag number 2, which has a bunch of lights. A bunch of different lights here. I'm gonna take a look at where all of those will have to go. Alright. Okay. Trying out the lights, they work. That's nice. What's up, Studcraft Studios? I get my lights, all of my lights from Game of Bricks. So I am actually sponsored by Game of Bricks. So I get they do send me the light kits for free. But I do have a 30% discount code, which is just Brick Sanchez. So I do really like the Game of Bricks lights. I've been using them for about 5 years now. And I used them before they sponsored me, so I have a bunch of videos on them. And I do light kits like these. And I also do custom lights because I have a lot of lighting accessories, which you can just get all of these parts, like all of these lighting parts. You can get them separately, so that's really handy for me for my Hogwarts mocks and other mocks. So you can just add lights to whatever you like. And so yeah, Game of Bricks, very cheap. They're one of the cheapest, but they do have the same quality like, you know, the big brands like Light My Bricks. Even though Light My Bricks has a bigger assortment of custom lights, these will cost you up to 4 times less, and the quality is great. And if something breaks, they will just send you just a new one without any hassle. So I can vouch for them. I've been using their parts for many years, and they are the thinnest. They also have nice lights with different cable colors and stuff. So a lot of customization that is possible. Oh, that's awesome, man! If you're sponsored Minifix Me, that's so cool. So now I'm just checking out what we have, putting all of the cable sizes here together. 2 long ones, 2 medium ones, no, 3 medium ones, and then 1 short one, which is important, you know, to ladies out here, so that we have an idea of which ones we will need in the coming steps. And then we have 2 bit lights. Got a bunch of these strip lights. So yeah, let's see where they want us to put these. And then we also have 2 connection boards, 4-port connection boards. I have never gotten anything from Minifix Me, unfortunately, but I do think that is an American site, if I'm not mistaken, or because I live in Belgium, which is in Europe, and I do think that, oh no, we lost Baby Yoda. I do think it's harder to get sponsored by American corporations. On YouTube I have 10,000 subscribers as of a few days ago, which is really nice, by the way, so thank you to everyone who subscribed. But I've mostly been doing work on Instagram for the companies, and there I have almost 100,000 followers. But I have had a sponsorship of Game of Bricks since I had like 10,000 followers, I think, so. Alright, so oh no, those are connector boards, oh my god. How many subs do you have? Oh, that's awesome, dude, congratulations. That's a big milestone. It took me many years to get to 10,000, but I'm not really consistent on YouTube, unfortunately, so I do have to I'm trying my best to be more consistent, but making long-term YouTube or long format YouTube videos is a lot harder than doing short format stuff. So that's why I'm also doing a lot of lives now. I would be doing this anyway, so it's nice to you know, just film it, just have a camera set up, and then I don't have to do any editing or something. That's so nice, bro. I will also, I think, I'm not sure if I'm already subscribed to you, so let me just check that out on YouTube quickly. Studcraft Studio. I've seen your name before, so I think I'm actually subscribed to you already. And if not, I will subscribe now as well. Studios. Alright, awesome. Okay, so I was not already subbed, but I am subbed now, so that's pretty awesome. You got 6.26, bro. That's awesome. Alright, let me just get back to Streamlabs. That's crazy, dude. Oh, that's really fast. That's amazing. Let me just check some of your videos. Oh yeah, you got some nice videos, man. Do you post a lot of shorts as well, or? Alright, alright. I see some nice shorts. Oh yeah, you got nice views, man. That's awesome. Keep up the good work, bro. You got 1 sub more, so... Alright, let's see. What else we got here? So now I'm setting up the lights here according to our little instruction manual. Then we can add them into the ship. And I'm looking forward to seeing this ship with the lights. I'm also looking forward to building the Dark Millennium Falcon because that one has a bunch of red lights in it, which will also be very cool. And I do want to see what it looks like having all of the ships above my desk. Oh my god, we lost him again. And above the television as well, so we got a bunch of ships. I think we can fit probably almost 10 ships above here, maybe 15 out there, so that will be awesome because I have a bunch of ships that I want to hang up that I didn't have any space for in the previous setup. Alright, that's awesome, dude. I will check it out after the short. Let me know which video you mean, and I can take a look at that. Alright, so starting off out here. Oh, what the hell happened here? Alright. So. Alright. Now I'm gonna untwist these cables here again. Alright. So we got that in place. Thank you so much for subbing, bro. I want to see the Millennium Falcon. It is my most recent video. Let me just check that out. Like a normal video. I see the Minifix Me animation. Newest. Shorts. I do not see a Star Wars one. Or is it the one with the Spider-Man? Hey, what's up, Sue? Welcome back. Come on over. Check out, we got the chopper ready. Yeah, some cool lights. Now we are moving over to the Ghost. And now I am doing this little cockpit section here. So we're doing some lights in the cockpit here. Alright. This is ready. And then we can add this on out here.
What's wrong then? The Senate is expected to vote more executive powers to the chancellors. Well, that can only mean less deliberating and more action. Is that bad? It'll make it easier for us to end this war. Be careful of your friend, Palpatine. Careful of what? The request of your president.
Alright, we got some lights out here.
You didn't inform the council. That's unusual, isn't it? All of this is unusual. And it's making me feel uneasy. I hope you trust me, Anakin. Of course.
No, don't betray Obi-Wan.
What do you mean?
You were the chosen one, Anakin. Alright, so we got lights out here. We need the cockpit as well. So that's pretty nice.
Anakin, I'm appointing you to be my
And now we can put in the lights.
its own members will never accept this. I think they will.
Alright, so check this out. Lights for the cockpit. And then lights for the gun underneath here. Pew 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 pew. Alright. Now we'll have to disconnect them out here for a moment.
I understand.
You're on this council, but we do not grant you the rank of master.
What? He's a master. Don't take away his rights.
How can you do this? This is outrageous. It's unfair.
It's
How can you be on the
unfair.
council?
Life is unfair, Anakin. Sorry.
Take a seat.
Forgive me, Master. We do not have many ships to spare.
Right.
It is critical we send the protective there.
He's right.
Alright, let's see.
It's settled then. Yoda, protect the battalion of clones to reinforce the Wookiees on Kashyyyk.
Kashyyyk.
What kind of nonsense is this? Put me on the council and not make me a master? It's never been done in the history of the Jedi. It's insulting. Come on, Anakin. You have given a great honor. To be on the council at your Chancellor. The council doesn't get it when he interferes in Jedi affairs.
Oh no. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, maybe Obi-Wan was the chosen one actually.
Hey, no. There's nothing to do with this. The only reason the council has approved your appointment is because the Chancellor trusts you. And Anakin, I am on your side. I didn't want to put you in this situation. What situation? The council wants you to report on all the Chancellor's dealings. They want to know what he's up to.
I don't understand how Anakin does not see through the Chancellor's BS.
Why did the council give me this assignment when we were in session? The Chancellor is not a bad man.
The Chancellor is a really bad man actually. Anakin.
That's why you must help us. Anakin, our allegiance is to the Senate, not to its leader, who has managed to stay in office long after his term has expired.
Most recent video was the one that had Spider-Man at the front next to him. Okay, let me quickly check that out.
Place.
Minifix Me package came.
Something against the Jedi.
3 minifigures to review. So today's video, I'm going to be building something for this awesome Spider-Man character. But first, let's review it next to a not-so-detailed one.
Click related video. Animation challenge. Alright, so I'm gonna check the full video later. Now I'm going to finish the ghost because out here it's almost 3 AM, so I do want to finish this up, wrap this up, and go to sleep.
With all due respect, Master, is he not the chosen one? Is he not to destroy the Sith and bring back his controls?
So the prophecy said. Prophecy that Miss Red could have been.
He will not let me down. He never has.
He will let you down. Poor Obi-Wan. Alright. Now, the front sides here.
Sometimes I wonder what happened to the Jedi Order. I think this war is destroying the principles of the Republic.
Have you ever
What do you mean?
Nice.
What if the democracy we thought we were serving no longer exists? And the Republic is becoming very easily divided and destroyed.
Sounding like a separatist.
This war represents a failure to listen. Now you're closer to the cancer than anyone. Please ask him to stop the fighting and let diplomacy resume.
Don't ask me to do that.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Make a motion in the Senate where that kind of a request belongs.
What is it?
Nothing.
Don't do this. Don't shut me out. Let me help you. Hold me. Like you did by the lake on the blue. So long ago when there was nothing but our love. No politics, no plotting, no war.
Alright. No problem, bro. See you later. Thanks for watching.
You wanted to see me, Chancellor? Yes, Anakin, come closer. I have good news. Our clone intelligence unit discovered the location of General Grievous. He's hiding in the Utapau system. At last, we'll be able to capture that monster and end this war. I would worry about the collective wisdom of the Council if it didn't select you for this assignment. Not the best choice, by far. Sit down. Leave us.
Leave us. Alright, that's one.
Energy. You know I'm not able to rely on the Jedi Council. I'd be happy to with you in the front.
Alright, no problem, man. That's awesome, bro. You can stay for sure.
The Jedi Council want control of the Republic. They're planning to betray me. I don't think Anakin. That's your feeling. You know, don't you? I know they don't trust you. Or the Senate, or the Republic, or democracy for that matter. I have to admit, my trust in them has been shaken. Why? They asked you to do something that made you feel dishonest, didn't they?
Alright.
They asked you to spare me, didn't they? I don't.
Alright, so we got those. Alright, no problem, man.
Similar in almost every way, including their quest for greater power. The Sith rely on their passion for strength. They think inwards only about themselves. And the Jedi don't.
Alright, so let's hook this one up already.
Care about others.
Alright, that's already looking nice. We have the guns underneath here. Oh, yeah, that's not hooked up already yet.
No. I thought I'll just go with the Jedi. It's a Sith legend. Darth Vader, the Dark Lord of the Sith, so powerful and so wise, he could
Alright, so those guns are still working.
The ones he cared about from dying. He could actually save people from death. Dark side of the force is the
Right, alright, so check out the front side already. Got some nice lights in here. Yeah, I do agree on that for sure. And then we also have the feature here. Alright, anyway, let's finish this up. And then we'll see that we can hide the cables in here nicely. Oh. Not from a Jedi. Teach me, master. Oh, hell no. Oh, my back is hurting like hell. All right. Okay. Then we got one of these lights in here. Pretty cool.
Chancellor has requested that I lead the campaign.
The council will make up its own mind.
Oh. Yeah, I try to hide the cables as good as I can. Now, it is a lot easier to do so in mocks because I can leave a lot of space for the cable management, but most light kits, you know, they do have some great cable management. And I think like one of these, where we also have white cables and stuff, you know, to camouflage it better, I think it'll look pretty alright. But the lights are always best appreciated when the rest of the room or whatever is dark. Okay. Now moving on out here. Alright. But I have seen some atrocious lighting installment. A wireless Lego light and you could rule the world. Yeah, it does exist actually. So there's kind of like a base. And then everything you put on top of it, there is like some sort of, I don't know, frequency going through it. Which can light up, which can then light up. But it is pretty limited though. Oh my god. Holy crap. Okay, so we'll see the damage of that later. Alrighty. Alright, okay. Nah.
Very well. The burden is on me not to destroy all the droids until you arrive.
But there are many ways to hide the cables. But you cannot learn them from a Jedi. Only from a Sith Lord. Alright.
I feel lost.
Lost. What do you mean?
Everyone in the council don't trust me.
They trust you with their lives.
Something's happening. I'm not sure I should. I want more. And I know I should.
You expect too much of me.
I found a way to save you
Save me.
from my nightmare.
Your father?
I won't lose you.
You can die for it. I promise you.
No, I promise you.
No, Anakin, don't do it. Don't do it, Anakin. You were the chosen one, Anakin. Oh, whoopsie.
Greetings, young Jedi. What brings you to our remote sanctuary?
Unfortunately, the war.
There's no war here, unless you brought it with you.
With your permission, I should like some fuel. And to use your city as a base as I search nearby systems for general fuel. Is here.
We are being held hostage. They are watching us.
I understand.
Thousands of battle droids.
All right.
Have warriors. Now is the time.
Okay, so let's see. And then we hook this up out here.
Cody, I've made contact.
She's bringing additional warriors. He didn't say.
Okay, so that's that. Now moving on to the rest here. Okay. Yeah, I understand. It's best to start off, you know, with a small set. Chopper is like a perfect one, I think, to start off with, but yeah, just gotta be comfortable with it. And Yeah, I mean, I was hooked from the moment I did my first light kit on a modular, and those light kits were really bad back in the day. So nowadays they've evolved, and yeah, I was just immediately hooked. I just loved seeing it all lit up. Something that I was so happy with. I actually used my modular lights, or my modular lit up buildings. I actually used them as a night light for quite some time. Aha, now I see the damage that has been done earlier here. We are missing a part somewhere. Oh, okay, it's right here. No biggie. Kenobi. And then we can mount the front panels back on. I am going to put this in here. I really love this ship, the Ghost. I do hope they will make a UCS version of it one time. I think that's a UCS version that I would get. Ciao, Studcraft. See you next time. Alright, we're at the back now. Bag number 3. And I can't wait to light up these engines in the back. I think the satin blue will look so good. Alright, and that is what we are gonna do right now, so we're really looking forward to that. And I think these are blue lights. Let's try them out here. And I can just try them out by just... Doesn't have to click in completely. I can just... Yes, so blue lights. Alright, this is going to be epic. Removing all of the engines. Bang, bang. Very nice. Then, first engine. Gonna take one of the lights through this part out here. And this is pretty hard to take off. Alrighty. So pull it through here, and then I'll flatten out the LED like that, and then I can put the dish on it. Voila, perfect. And then let's see. Can just put it on here. Alright, pretty nice.
Deliver this report to the chief. His reaction will give us a clue to his intentions.
Yes, Master.
I sense a plot to destroy the Jedi. The dark side of the Force surrounds the Jedi.
If he does not give up his emergency powers after the destruction of Grievous, then he should be removed from office.
The Jedi Council would have to take control of the Senate in order to secure a peaceful transition.
Great dark place, this planet but curious. Great
Alright, second engine done. Let's see the big one. Na, 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 na.
Master Kenobi. He has engaged General Grievous.
Master Kenobi is up to the challenge.
I should be able to.
Upsetting to me to see the Council doesn't seem to fully appreciate your talent. Don't you wonder why they won't make you a Jedi Master?
I wish I knew. More and more, I get the feeling that I'm being excluded from the council. I know there are things about the Force that they're not telling me.
They don't trust you. They see your future. They know your power will be too strong. You must break through the fog of pride, Jedi. Let me help you to know.
How do you know the ways of the Force?
My mentor taught me everything about the Force, even the nature of the dark side.
Uh-oh.
You know the dark side.
Palpatine.
If one is to understand the great mystery, one must study all its aspects, not just the dogmatic narrow view of the Jedi. If you wish to become a complete, wise being, embrace a larger view of the Force. Be careful, Jedi. Only through me can you achieve a power greater than any Jedi. Learn to know the dark side of the Force, and you will be able to save your wife from certain death.
What did you say?
Use my knowledge, I beg you. Your decision. I know what's been trouble.
Uh-oh.
The Jedi Council. Ever since I've known you, a life greater than that of the Lord. A life of significance, of conscience. Are you going to kill me?
I would certainly like to.
I know you would. I can feel your anger. It gives you focus. Stronger.
I'm going to turn you over to the Jedi Council.
Of course, you should. But you're not sure of their intentions, are you?
I will quickly discover the truth of all this.
You have great wisdom. Know the power of the dark side. Power saying bad things.
Why is this not going on here? Wait. Engines are done. Time to hook them up. Alright, first one is in. Second one as well. Bang. Alright, nice. Oh, oh. Alright, let's see.
Master Windu, you must talk.
Just received word Obi-Wan has destroyed General Grievous. We're on our way to make sure the Chancellor returns emergency power back to the Senate.
He won't give up his power. I've just learned the terrible truth. I think Chancellor Palpatine is a Sith Lord.
A Sith Lord?
Yes, the one we've been looking for.
How do you know this?
He knows the ways of the Force. He's been trained to use the dark side.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Our worst fears is real. We must move quickly if the Jedi order is to survive.
Master, the Chancellor is very powerful. We need my help if we're going to arrest him.
For your own good, stay out of this thing. I sense a great deal of confusion in you, young Skywalker. There's much fear in the Jedi.
Go, Master.
No. If what you've told me is true, you will have gained my trust. But for now, remain here. Wait in the council chambers until we return.
Yes, Master.
No, Windu. You should have trusted him. Alright, so I think we're at the final. However, no, there's still some more lights out there, I see. I do wonder where those will go. Alright. Now, new bag. Oh, of course, we do have the Phantom still. So, that's bag 4. And then there's still bag 5. Which will be the cannons on top here, I think. So pretty nice. Oh my god, let's destroy this one. Ah, so these are the lights. Lights for the engines.
Master Windu. I take it General Grievous has been destroyed then. I must say you're here sooner than expected.
In the name of the Galactic Senate of the Republic.
Uh-oh, Palpatine's arrest.
Chancellor, are you threatening me, Master Jedi?
The Senate will decide.
I am the Senate.
I am the Senate.
I am the Senate.
It's treason, then.
Palpatine going crazy, bruh. Oh. No.
You are under arrest, my lord.
I told you to have permission. I was right. The Jedi are taking over.
The oppression of the Sith will never return. You have lost.
Now. Now. You will die.
Don't do it, Anakin.
I am going to end this once and for all.
You can't. He must stand trial.
He has control of the Senate and the courts. He's too dangerous to be left alive.
I'm too weak. Whoa, don't kill me.
He must live. I need him.
Alright, I'm confused now. So, la 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 la.
What have I done?
So we got 4 lights.
You're fulfilling your destiny.
Let's see which ones we need here.
Become my friend. Learn to use the dark side of the Force.
Oh,
Blue. Red. Okay, so that's the one I needed out here. Okay, so quickly taking this apart again.
I pledge myself to your teachings.
Anakin, you stupid guy.
Henceforth, you shall be known as Darth
Vader. What's up, Roaming Bricks? Welcome back, bro. How you doing? Check out, we got some lights today. Check out Chopper if you like. And I'm working on the Ghost. We're almost done. Just finishing up the Phantom here as well. Oh, sheesh.
The Council's next move will be against the Senate.
Every single Jedi, including your friend, Obi-Wan Kenobi, is now an enemy of the Republic.
I understand, Master.
Jedi are relentless. They're not all destroyed. Civil war. First, I want you to go to the Jedi Temple. We will catch them off guard. You must be done. Do not hesitate. Show no mercy. Only then will you be strong enough. Dark side to save
Thank you, bro. Yeah, I really love Lightkit, so I do a lot of Lightkits. Also custom work, and I really love them. I think they add a lot to it. You will definitely see it with the ship. So once I'm done with the ship, I will show you what it looks like, and I think you'll really like it. It's a very, you know, it's just a nice vibe. And it really, for me personally, I think it really elevates any set. Wait, noise. Wait, very noise.
Very good, sir. Oh, by the way, I think you'll be needing this. Thank you, Cody. Now let's get a move on. We've got a battle to win here. Yes, sir.
Alright. Execute Order 66. Oh hell no, not Order 66, brother. Alright. Order 66 is brutal. Okay. Oh. So my son just woke up, but my wife is with him. Oh. Oh. He just fell asleep again. Poor guy. Poor baby. Alright, final lights going in. The cannon here. Another cannon. Unfortunately, probably not a firing effect, which is a bit of a shame.
What's going on here? There's been a rebellion, sir. Don't worry, the situation is under control. I'm sorry, sir. It's time for you to leave.
And so it is.
Okay. Then we get the lights of the ghosts. And then we hook it all up. Alright. Get the light of the phantom.
Emergency code 913. I have no contact on any frequency.
All right, we got everything hooked up, looking nice.
My phone turned on me. I need help.
Now let me see how I'm gonna.
What's happening?
The Jedi have carried all the program.
I can't believe it.
I saw him attempt to assassinate the Chancellor myself.
All right, putting in the panels. Oh! I almost missed one light.
I will not betray you. My loyalties lie with the Chancellor. And with the Senate. And with you.
What about everyone?
We can only hope that he's remained loyal to the Chancellor.
I think about everything will soon be set right.
The Chancellor has given me a powerful mission. Separatists have gathered on the most of our system. To end this war. Things will be different.
All right, guys, I'm gonna show you the end result, and then I'm going to sleep. Order 66, yeah. Alright, roaming bricks. I'm quickly gonna show the end result and then I'm gonna go to sleep because my baby boy is waking up. He's a little bit restless. So yeah, check it out, guys. We're done. Very awesome. Check this out. Now let me just put Chopper to the side here. And then let me turn off this light. So check out all of the lights. We got some lights in here as well. And then we also have lights in the back. Yo, that's looking so sick. That backside looks really, really epic. So yeah, very nice. Out here as well, we can take the top off. Check out the interiors. Now it's pretty hard to see on camera. We also have the guns up front. We got the guns here and we got the guns here. And we can still move them around. Alright. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching the stream. It is 3:30 out here, so I do have to go to sleep. So thank you Sue for watching. Thank you Roaming Bricks for watching. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Thank you so much.